Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to give you guys an update on the fish room remodel, build update, and a few other things since the last update of the fish room. All right, so let's start with the 25-gallon cube. So after the move, it took about a month for this tank to fully cycle. Right now we have the two clownfish in the tank right now just to kind of keep the bio load going. I'm going to slowly increase the bio load by adding more fish into the tank and eventually adding some soft corals out here as well, just as a holding tank temporarily until we can kind of shuffle things around. While we're still out in the fish room here, here's a quick shot of the Starlight Pleco fry. They're doing good. We did lose a few of the little fries, but a majority of them are still thriving. They're growing up pretty nicely. It's going to take them probably a year to a year and a half to get to any reasonable size where we can kind of move them around to different tanks, and most likely post them on the website for sale eventually when they get to size, just because there's just way too many of them and I can't keep them all. Here's my first and second successful batch of the Peppermint Plecos. I have them in their own separate tanks. These guys are about 2 to 2.5 inches long. Still not sexable. The males haven't developed their bristle nose yet to the point where you can really tell. There's bristles for both males and females, and they look really much the same right now. But these guys are very similar to the Starlights. They just lose the white streams on their fins as they grow older, and as you can see here, they retain their white spots all the way until adult. And if you guys are interested in actually buying some of the Peppermint Plecos, I do have them on the website here. If you go on to purelyaquatic.com, click on freshwater fish, it's a new category I made. We got the Peppermint Plecos and the Tiger Plecos available for you guys. So you can buy them in singles here for 45, or you can buy them in sets of 3 to save a little bit of money, $5 each off. But yeah, I think I have about like 9 or 12 available, and it took about a year and a half to grow out. So the next batch or so won't happen anytime soon because one, I haven't had eggs for the Peppermint Plecos yet. We do have some Starlight Plecos growing out, and those will be ready probably sometime next year around the same time frame. So yeah, look out for those next year. Also, we have some Tiger Plecos. These are going to be the full adult males. These are some examples of some of the males I have. You're not going to get the exact ones, it's going to be kind of a random grab because whatever male is in like a cave, I'm just going to grab those and, kind of put them in. But I do have an excess of males available, so I do need to get rid of maybe like 2 more males just because they're fighting over caves and we don't want them to injure themselves. So yeah, if you're looking for males, this is a pretty good price. I think, juveniles are going for like 60 to 90 bucks. So you're getting a full adult for pretty much around double the price of a juvenile unsexed. These guys are one of the most beautiful plecos that I've seen, and definitely a must for your pleco edition if you're into plecos. Now for the big reef tank update, I do have some disappointing news to tell you guys. That project or build is probably going to be delayed about a year or so. I'll explain why in a little bit here. Just mainly priorities change. But even if I was ready, the tank that I was looking at, which is the Reef LX, is still in back order, and also the price went up $500. I did mention on getting solar panels for the future, kind of as a backup generator slash backup battery for when we lose electricity. And right now, with all the tanks that I have in the house, when we lose electricity, a few hours or so is not going to be terrible. But when you have complete blackout for like more than a day, it can kind of be a nightmare for a lot of the livestock and a lot of things that you have. So I think right now that $7,000 for a new tank is probably better invested in something that will keep the house running and keep pretty much the livestock going. So right now I'm probably going to save up some money to invest in some solar panels and batteries for that situation. A month ago or so, we had like a thunderstorm, and we lost power for like 2 hours. I wasn't worried about the fish, but if we had just backup batteries, the batteries would basically run the whole house for like a week. Even if we lost electricity for that long. So I think that's more beneficial for one, the livestock, two for the household as a whole, especially if we're home and we're dependent on electricity, especially work from home and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be my pivot point. So yeah, a little bit of disappointing news where, we're kind of delaying the tank here a little bit. I don't know when, maybe end of the year, maybe next year. But I'm not in a rush to getting the tank. We'll probably, keep an eye on this. Maybe a good deal comes up. We can pick it up. Like I said, $8,000, after taxes and all that stuff. It's better invested in something that you'll use probably forever. I'm not sure if I want to go Tesla 100% because they're pretty expensive. We can probably get a better deal somewhere else locally, probably saving like $10,000 or something like that if we use a different company. So we'll see. So I've actually been thinking about this for a while now. So my previous light schedule used to come on around 4 or 5 p.m. and they'll stay on all the way until like 11 or 12. It's about 8 hours or so of light for the reef inside, and that's because the light schedule is around our work schedule where we come home around 5:36. We get to see the fish all the way until night, and then the lights get shut off. But I was actually thinking about this, where when we're at home, we have natural sunlight that goes into the house. So like around like 8 a.m., light's already coming in. So really, the fish itself is not really getting sleep or it's not getting darkness. They're kind of semi-active once they see light. And I noticed that really by keeping a night schedule for the lighting, they're not getting enough sleep time in their schedule. I made this change more recently just because, it's already sun outside and, the fish is going to be active anyways, and it's probably more natural for them anyways. And the second reason is because during nighttime, these June bugs I have outside are attracted to the blue light and the light that is shining from the tank. And so what would happen is they'll run up against the windows and pretty much just keep hitting the window until they die, and they'll fall to the ground, and we'll have mice, rats that come by and kind of just grab like a free snack on the floor pretty much. So I'm seeing an increase of just critters just kind of running in the backyard, um, getting free food pretty much because I just see their bodies just kind of scattered everywhere. So we'll make this change to see if it actually helps with decreasing of the bugs around the window, and the fish will have a more natural schedule. All right, guys, and that is the current update on what's going on with the fish room and with what's going on with the other fish tanks. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed, and like always, till next time, guys, peace.